Yeah, well, ladies and gentlemen, this is actually a huge complaint about Breaking Bad. I mean, like, I smoke out of this bong, but that's not what it's used for apparently, and like that's what's getting to me. I mean, this is a conspiracy, this thing about Breaking Bad, you see. It's a complete load of shit. Like, I'm on my knees right now praying that someone's going to shut this shit down and basically will legalize everything, like, so it is like a daytime 6-hour release. But like, the fucking thing is, any elderly person with one of these, so like, I've got this glass cone piece, right? Like, that's the glass cone piece there. Like, I've been smoking through it, as you can see. I've got a glass stem. It's known as a vaporizer bong, but it's not. It's not a vaporizer bong. It is actually a meth lab. And see, the thing is, like, people like in America and stuff, like, don't tell you, but like, you fill that with tobacco, and then I believe you fill this part of it with water, but you leave this chamber empty. And then the whole thing is, you get kerosene or naphthalene, like Zippo lighter fluid, and you actually wet your tobacco, and you've got to do it several times a day with the naphthalene or the kerosene, and all that does is drip back down into the water. But basically what happens is, with one of these, you need 2 corkscrews, like a champagne one's fine for the top of it, but you're also going to need a cork here to cork that up, or sticky tape it or something. And no one's ever shown me this. It's a complete load of shit. But like, basically, like, what they're doing, what all these like drug dealing people are doing, and it's a fucking huge complaint about these Breaking Bad arseholes, is they get a pot of water. Well, they buy one of these vaporized bongs or double chamber bongs. They get a pot of water and and then they put it on the stove on a low heat. And because it's got flammable liquid in it, they just sit it in there like that. But yeah, like, they're talking about doing liters or like kilograms of the stuff, but all that's going to happen is it's going to boil over into this like 6-shooter thing, and just like recrystallize the naphthalene and the tobacco leaves. But yeah, like, they put a corkscrew in the top of it, and they put a corkscrew in there, and you basically, yeah, I mean, they're saying it's cocaine, but it's actually just fucking tobacco and mixed with kerosene, and it's shit. And like, I absolutely can't believe what people are doing with these smoking implements. I found out about it a while ago, but like, it's just been doing my head in. This has been going on for years. And like, now I've got people coming to my house apparently, like, telling me they're like using a fucking a garden hose and bloody a garden hose and the end of a Coke bottle as a funnel, and like filling it up with like fucking cotton wool, and just filling it with pills, like filling the funnel with pills, and then fucking setting it on fire on the toilet, basically, is some sort of vacuum thing that melts the pills together into the plastic, and then they're smoking plastic, they reckon, the fucking idiots. But that's all it is. I mean, I smoke the tobacco leaves through it, but as you can see, this is used. Like, you can see, I've got ash in it. It's not for a meth lab, like, but these bastards buy these things, they buy the tobacco, they buy the kerosene, and they fucking get away with it. And it's basically just like, fuck you, Breaking Bad. Like, the whole thing's based on me. It's a complete load of shit. And these bastards keep getting away with it, like smoking off tinfoil and shit. And it's just stupid. How can you say it's illegal? I mean, if it's not, I mean, if you can sell me this like tobacco, like, you know, here it goes, 10 weeks later, Brian died at age 34 or whatever, smoking causes lung cancer. But see, I got told that's the drug tobacco. That's not for mixing with anything. You just smoke it. And like, that's what people weren't telling me. Like, they're using these bongs with kerosene or naphthalene Zippo fluid to actually recrystallize the tobacco with a corkscrew in the top of it on the stove. And that actually breaks my heart, because I nearly got put in prison for 25 years for a meth lab, basically, a lithium meth lab. And now I'm finding out all the people that have ever sold me the drug did is actually mix tobacco with kerosene or naphthalene liquid. And I mean, if my friend there, Kyle Daniels, is out there, I'm demanding that he post my police video on the internet so people can actually see the footage of what I was getting accused of. Because I mean, if it's not illegal to sell that over the counter or the kerosene, but you're saying it's illegal for me to boil it up on the stove with a cork in the end of it and smoke it instead of the tobacco. Now, I reckon that's wrong. I reckon that's really perverted. And yeah, I understand it all causes major health risks, but well, that is like I said in the police video, that is a real conspiracy. And conspiracy is a crime, and you can go to jail for about 100 years, even if you're a police officer, for the crime conspiracy and all that stuff. However, if it's done by your own family, you can't really do anything about it except continuously not do what everyone wants you to do. So, yeah, that's where I'm at today. But I mean, I smoke out of this thing. It's just got water in it. And as you can see, it's used, it's got resin on it and all that stuff. But, I mean, the people are just complete assholes. And I've just found out, like, they're even making it in a hospital. They're employing, like, male and female nurses to actually just manufacture this product of naphthalene stuff. And it's ridiculous. The best thing I ever thought of doing, which was told to me by a concreting friend before the accident, was it's just this other chemical you can buy at the hardware store. I mean, I carry butane gas, but that's not naphthalene. Naphthalene is only Zippo fluid. The butane is for refilling lighters. But it's this chemical here. See, this friend at work, he gave me the idea, if we use this concrete product with the pseudoephedrine tablets, that it'll recrystallize, but it's obviously going to be very harsh and you need to cut it with something. So that was what he first recommended to me, but I've never actually done it. I had attempted to do it with the Telfast, like energy tablets, but like it didn't work out. Like I never ended up doing it because I was so scared about my brother finding out. And I ended up actually, me and a friend had actually recrystallized some hydrochloric acid like in a light globe. And we just ended up smoking straight hydrochloric acid. But it was a real lung buster, because I'm really sorry to my friend that it ever happened, but like, they've got to understand it's an experiment, and I was like trying to prove the police wrong for like putting carcinogenic gas material in my bedroom and stuff a year before it happened and stuff like that. And I still had to go to court. I wasn't getting social services or anything, but I'm free from it all. I don't smoke any other drug. I just smoke tobacco. But like I'm big on coffee. Like I drink a lot of coffee throughout the day. Like apparently I've got ADHD. I've been on Ritalin before, and this other one, Strattera. They're like capsule drugs for the disorder or whatever. But I didn't end up wanting to stay on them. I just told them like I don't really want to know. But it's actually funny because I took this proving the chemistry class thing wrong so seriously. I ended up making people think it's PCP anesthetic crystals, but it's actually just this other form of meth, and it's like it's injectable, but you can't smoke it. And you make it from like Drano crystals, acetone, and peppermint oil. And the police even came out to my parents' house to find out more about it because, well, it's all suspicious activity, but it's not really about me. It's about other people. And like, yeah, they've like come out to the house and they actually said just because it had reacted, like they'd left a milk bottle there with the fluid in it to evaporate, and they reckon just because it had reacted, it had turned into something smokable and like a clear fluid. Like whereas I when I did it, I kept the crystals and like gave them to a friend who sort of might have known something about like syringes, because I don't know anything about syringes and all that stuff. Like some diabetic people that I knew, I thought maybe they'd know what to do with it, and if any of my friends that are druggies ran into them, that they could sort of will find out more about it. But it's basically like synthetic cocaine, but it all comes from the peppermint plant. Like I said in the police video, the marijuana smelled like pepper. And so the peppermint oil has basically every atomic chain in it that methamphetamine has. And then you're missing a hydrogen element and you're missing an oxygen element. And if you already know, we breathe oxygen. So just by oxidizing the peppermint oil, if you let it dry out on a candle holder or one of those things, oil burner from the naturopathic shop or whatever, you're adding that oxygen straight to it because you're oxidizing it in air. You could gas it with like hospital bottles. And then the Drano and the acetone, well, that's just to get sodium acetate. But see, I'm adding the main chemical, the cyclohexanoic acid that's in peppermint oil, and that's what gives me these. I call it cyclohexanoic acetate because I can't smoke it. If I've ever smoked meth, I smoke it, but yeah, it's just this cyclohexanoic acetate's the chemical name of it. And I haven't made any since, but it's just a serious complaint about the TV show Breaking Bad, because they've got guns and stuff, and like they're getting really seriously aggressive at each other, and they're selling the stuff. Like that's the other thing. Like I nearly faced 25 years imprisonment for apparently like a pseudoephedrine, like lithium based cook, but like the fucking the thing is like I have more chemistry knowledge than that, and I thought it'd be way easier to just put the pseudoephedrine with the hydrochloric acid or something and like dry it out, and then and then like you know, just 11 years later, now I'm finding out the only reason that I got in trouble with the police was because the drug dealer had apparently paid some other guy that looks like me to go into the pharmacy before me with my ID card, and then when I went in with my ID card, it looked like I'd bought the tablets twice in one day, and they called the detectives on me. And I reckon that guy's an asshole, but me and that guy who is an asshole, like we've done a Jeff the Chef shake and bake, but he didn't seem to know anything about it. I was telling him you got to use Zippo fluid and acetone and stuff, and he wouldn't listen to me. He just kept sitting there stripping lithium batteries and saying you need to add more lithium, And I mean, I think I even smoked some of his stuff that someone else had fixed up, but it basically is just a dizzy spell. There's just way too much lithium in it. It's shit. And this cyclohexanoic acetate is like, it's way more important, but I got fooled into this shit. I'll show you. It's on my computer. Like I just kept looking up recipes for it on the computer because someone had got me into trouble, and they kept demanding $200 a week to have a smoke of the stuff and all this stuff and V8 cars and all that. But it all actually started on a computer way after that I was going on these basically like illegal shutdown websites to find out more information about what had happened after I got arrested. And I actually ended up intentionally going out and doing that, and these experiments all the time. I've been doing it for years and years and years, but now I've actually found out I've got synthetic cocaine, and it's injectable, and it's really horrible. I don't even take it. I've got it with me. I don't sell it. I don't take it. I basically, it's the stupidest thing in the whole world. It's just shit. Yeah, it's just really annoying, like that someone wants like $100 a packet for the tobacco, and I can't trade them for my synthetic cocaine for a packet of tobacco. I think that's unfair. And I think that's illegal, because my synthetic cocaine, which is a bit like Viagra, it's stronger than tobacco, and it's worth more money, because tobacco just grows on a tree. And because I never got the shortcut lesson to just put naphthalene or kerosene in your cone piece and boil it on the stove with a corkscrew in the top of it, or the whole kangaroo bloody toilet thing. Yeah, I never got those lessons, so the experiment's been taken too far. And I mean, not only is it a complaint about Breaking Bad, like it's a complaint about Married at First Sight, because the whole thing, like Married at First Sight, it's an experiment, and like they're saying it's an experiment, and like this whole thing with me doing this has been an experiment, and it turns out well, the dirtiest guy that I ever smoked with, who actually, I'm probably really close to him now, I ended up finding out they were even selling me stuff that I'd made, and yeah, it just brings me to tears that someone will come in your house and actually sell you stuff that you've made to smoke, and they'll try and improve it, but they just come in and say that's that. And why would you want a 29-year-old guy to know how to make synthetic cocaine? I mean, I could have a heart attack. Anything could happen. But basically, my conscience tells me that if I ever have to make it or whatever, that I'm basically storing it for another doctor or the hospital or the pharmacy, and it's either for elderly people or it's for childbirths or anesthesia and stuff like that in the hospitals, because I found out that the meth that I was smoking was coming from the hospital, and now I think like, well, my stuff's actually, it's a lot more hardcore than that, and yeah, if you were a doctor and you had to give it to someone, well, I'm not a doctor, but they can get it off me, and I can give it to them to actually make it legal for other people and stuff like that. And I just think the whole kerosene and naphthalene prank's gone too far, quite frankly. I mean, these people are just nuts. They're complete nutcases. They've had me bloody assault my own family. They've had me break things, and it's just gone too far. I mean, I've even found out I'm so addicted to stimulants, I'll actually spend some nights just like staying up all night taking coffee, because I actually just enjoy the taste of coffee, and I enjoy just having a night up on my own. But I usually like to sleep in the morning if I can, but I'm one of those people who can't sleep in the daylight, so unfortunately none of it's really worked out. But yeah, it's all just a chemistry experiment gone wrong. And originally, when my brother and his friend had told me about what was going on with the older people when I was a child, like they'd shown me photos and stuff of like people with like kettles with like garden hoses attached to them, running out of their window with like the button taped down with like duct tape and stuff for people boiling up chemicals and stuff. And they reckon that's the lava lamp recipe. That's another thing I've never done, but then you could probably say this bong is the lava lamp recipe, and I'm fucking smoking tobacco out of it, and it's just bloody kerosene and tobacco, and they're just a rip-off merchant, and they just want you to have sex with their sister or whatever so they can buy a V8 or something, and they want you hooked on it for life and everything. And the sad thing is, now I am hooked on tobacco, and I can't actually quit. I've tried quitting about 45, 50 times, and it's all basically because it is like it's a crime in Australia. It's a criminal world in Australia that sell the tobacco, and it's basically, I don't think they're going to let me quit tobacco because they're using my tobacco to make other drugs, and I just think that's wrong and that's illegal. And the first guy I saw do it, he just told me that if I was ever going to do anything with the experiment, only do the MSM one. And it's just gone way too far. It's just gone way too far. And now I'm not in trouble with the police. Like, I've got a good health report. But like, it's just stupid that like elderly people would lie for so long about that. I've been waiting 29 years to find out what the fuck this tobacco thing's about, and apparently all it's about is some bastard buying kerosene and stealing a cigarette off you to cook crack. And I think it's really immature. It's fucking stupid. And well, if you want to talk about Scarface, you can't prove this, but I can. That's a bag full of injectable synthetic cocaine there, and I don't take it, and it's actually there as a pharmacy supply, and I'm known by the police. They know I have it, and it's all just so stupid that it'd ever get to this. And I don't speak to any of my friends. None of my friends will talk to me because they think I'm a meth junkie or smoke too much tobacco or whatever. Left 2 girlfriends because one of them, I thought she was cheating on me, and the other one, she said she'd walk out on me if I smoked meth again. And I just find it stupid. I mean, like, the whole thing is, like, tobacco, like, I mean, this is Chinese tea. Like, you want to say growing Chinese tea is illegal and it costs $100 because you mix it with something and do something else with it. Now, I don't know anything about it. I honestly don't. But other people probably do, and I think it is a disgrace. It's a disgrace to other people's families. It's a disgrace to me, and I just found out I ended up restoring this car, trying to get people's respect, that I wasn't someone who breaks stuff, that I'm someone who looks after things, and like there's photos of it on Pinterest and stuff, and my own friend hit me over it because I think he actually works at the place that had to restore the car and everything, and it's just gone too far. I don't like. I think doctors should come to terms with just how bad the community's gotten with like lying to people. Like, I don't think people that work in the government know much about just how many lies are out there in the community, and like it's just gone way too far. I mean, it does. It literally changes your life after a couple of years. That it's just gone too far. It's just gone way too far that people would bloody lie to you for that long about something so simple. That it's just childish. Like, it's like Ali G said, it's just childish and should never have happened, and I shouldn't have been there, and my friend shouldn't have been there, the other guy shouldn't have told me to do it, and now I'm in this situation. I restored a car, and everyone thought I was associated with trying to do some sort of motorcycle gang thing, and it was all because I'd stolen a motorcycle with my mate, and we got in trouble with the cops, and that was about it. And now they've actually closed the only Harley-Davidson distributor in Western Australia because of it, because it's so piss weak and pathetic. And other people can see straight through it, that it's all just a lie, and literally everything to do with any of that stuff is not related. It's to do with families and people's wants and needs and stuff. And I just don't like being lied to for that long by every single person I've ever met. How would you feel about that? How would you feel about being lied to by every single person you'd ever met? about someone growing a tree and then pouring kerosene all over it to get some sort of like women's or men's nose powder or some shit, and then like you're the child, like you're an adolescent, and they're selling it to you, like they're actually selling it to you, trying to take your money because they need more supplies, or they need food, or they need this, or they need that. And I think it's just a massive it's a massive crisis in the country at the moment that people would actually will want to take things off other people, and why you'd lie for that long about mixing kerosene with tobacco and saying that that's cocaine and that's what you smoke and all that stuff. I just can't believe it. And there's a lot of people out there that'll never be forgiven because of it. Maybe not all my friends, but there's some people out there that have just taken it way too far, and they think it's a joke. They think it's a joke, and they're high on it every single minute of the day. And they're the ones down at the hospitals with jobs, working, saying they're this and they're that, and it just abuses the entire community what these people do. And I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it one bit. I think it's a horrible thing to do to someone, to actually try and extract that information out of someone. How do I make this thing real? And not only that, it's an 18-year-old kid who just wants a better job. I mean, what do you bloody do? But that's it.